So we've reduced the little engine down to a tub of parts, basically, and there's no major corrosion or anything on any of these parts. So I'm going to just use the brass wire wheel to clean these up. I think I will strip the paint from the firebox and repaint it, and it's basically just that. And the boiler, I'll probably use a wire brush on the bottom to clean that up very carefully, trying not to break those tabs off, and then elbow grease and some cloth and metal polish on the main part of the boiler. So let's get on with it. So you get the idea. As I said before, that's a brass wire wheel, so it's quite gentle, brass on brass, and it produces a lovely finish. So I'll get on and do the rest of the parts, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. Everything's been cleaned up, and it's now ready to go back together. I repainted the firebox using the high temperature engine paint, the same with the bracket for the engine mount. Wire wheel job on all the little brass parts. They all came up really nice. I haven't repainted the base, I've just polished that up. That's come up all right, I think. Used microfiber cloth and metal polish on the boiler, and that's turned out okay. And I've just quickly knocked up a replacement chimney for it. That was a little bit of stainless steel tube that I happen to have in stock, and I've turned up a little brass chimney cap for it. So it's already going back together. I'm not going to film that because you saw me take it apart. It's just the reverse of obviously taking it apart. So we'll come back once it's all back together again. Well, it's all back together, and I have to say, I think it's a very fine looking little steam engine. I must admit, the German engines, Bings and Dolls, and they are pretty amazing, and they're all extremely well made. And I thought it was going to be a bugger to get the boiler back onto the firebox, but it wasn't too tricky actually. It turned out not too bad at all. Just let it come round, and we can have a look at the gear mechanism in a bit more detail. Yeah, all the brass parts cleaned up really nicely, and I'm still not sure whether this came out of the factory with this geared countershaft, or whether this is just something a quite skilled engineer has actually added. But it all kind of looks like it fits. So yeah, it's all free. It all turns nicely. So hopefully it will steam up okay. Obviously the chimney was a bit of a guesstimate on my part. I'm not sure whether it's the right length, but it looks pretty good. I think it looks about right. So but yeah, it's a nice little engine. So I'll get that little tiny round Bix gas burner, and we'll see if we can get this thing to run. Well, straight away we've got a steam leak from the main steam feed pipe and out of the safety valve, but it doesn't mean to say it won't run, so we'll give it a go. Well, it's certainly tried. May just be that we got way too much steam leaking out here. Let me have a fiddle with it. We've had a little play, but I think we might have it running. Obviously it would run a lot better if it wasn't for all the steam pouring out of here. But it is running. Very quietly too. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of noise at all. So I think we can call that a winner. Certainly needs some attention. It's also leaking out the safety valve, but this is the main one around this gland here on the main steam feed pipe. No, that's fine. It runs, that's what matters. Now, I do know for a fact that the whistle doesn't work due to the fact that I'm a complete idiot and I forgot to soak it in vinegar because it's all scaled up, the whistle, so. Lever moves, but, oh, obviously it's become unscaled. So it does work. I take that all back. So there you go, little Bing upright, all bright and sparkly and running quite well considering it's leaking quite a lot of steam. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but it's just coming out of there. So. Ah, well pleased for that. So I will, once I finish this run, I will have a look at this and find out why that's leaking. It may be the actual nipple on the end of the pipe is leaking, or it simply may well be that it's leaking from the joint. I don't know. But I mean, yes, there's a little bit of steam leak out of here, but the safety valve, but that's not what's causing the main problem. So yeah, if anything, it's picking up a bit. Probably everything's loosening up, I expect. That's probably why. But so there you go. Little Bing upright with its rather unusual geared counter shaft. And running quite well now, actually. I don't actually mind the steam leak, to be honest with you, because if it was all perfectly sealed, this would obviously be running a hell of a lot faster, and it's running quite fast enough as it is at the moment. I actually don't like them running too fast, and there's no, I mean, you've got the throttle on here. I don't know how well that would control it. So yeah, I think the actual handle's loose on there. I don't think it's actually turning the valve. So, but there we go. That about wraps it up for the this lovely little Bing vertical engine. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.